I mean, whether this has artistic value, I mean, whether it has an artistic impact, I don't know. We have to. I mean, for example, in an artwork that I made myself, uh, basically, which is a video installation. A lot of these clips enter that installation. So now these videos, these clips that were shot on the streets of Tehran, they were brought into this artwork, and its meaning has changed as a result of that. But whether they themselves have artistic value or aesthetic value in the sense of like being an artwork, I really don't know. I mean, some probably do, and most don't, because there is no artistic intention behind it. Now later, I imagine that there will be works that would come out with artistic intention, that artists would take this material and turn it into something else. But I think this was mostly like a very grassroots kind of journalism. As far as this is the means to bring the subject matter to the attention of a larger audience, I think it's effective. So the award that was given to the Iranian photographer, it's created like an impact in a sense that many people looked at that photograph, and as a result, there was some kind of discourse or exchange or some kind of informative action that was taking place. And I think it's positive. I think it's positive, and I have nothing against it except that the very notion of like hierarchy of awarding and pricing and whatnot. In terms of your second question, like regarding the documentary and the voyeurism that was going on, I have mixed feelings about that, in a sense that I think that this was really effective. What happened, with this kind of reportage, grassroots reportage, was effective, and it was unprecedented, and it really helped to bring all of this information to the world attention and whatnot. But I think that at the same time, it became a thing in itself, that instead of looking at the uprising and what was going on, and its realism and what was going on, the notion came about that if you basically, that this thing would, if the world knows about this, then the situation would be resolved. So everyone was trying to, instead of like planning and organizing and looking at the enemy and what was going on, it became this notion of like reportage that would like basically defeat the system. And we realized soon that, well, this didn't work at all, But I think that also the difference between voyeurism and documentary is like, if I have to think of a comparison, it would be between the spoken word and the written word. I think that a documentary, there is an intention behind it. When you make a documentary, there is an intention, there is a concept, and there is an act of conscious engagement of others that would come on a consensual basis to work with you, basically. And as a result, it's very planned out, and it relates more to the conscious level of a human act. I think voyeurism, the way that it happened on the streets of Tehran, it was very spontaneous and immediate. And there is a beauty about that. It's like the spoken word. You know, when you talk, you don't have the time to be exact and reflect much, but it comes directly from a source that is more related to the subliminal material and the stream of conscious kind of like just flowing. And it's way more honest, I think, and it's way more immediate, and the impact is much greater. Although it was very impactful and it really was an amazing like event, unprecedented event, I think that it created this illusion of victory through like this like consensus of the world, and you know the explosion of the media and like reaching of the news to the world. And it was, I think it was a little bit uh, kind of illusional, you know. It was like hopeful. It was like daydreaming that things would work out like this, you know. There was no experience attached to it. You know, now we have learned that basically when you're dealing with an organized arm to the teeth regime that is vicious and brutal, and they have a like secret service that is very well trained and you know in every aspect, that you know social change doesn't come like this. You know, it's not just, this is not just only you know, we cannot just like create a social change by through the consensus of the world, but there has to be real organization, real planning, real knowing your enemy and knowing how to fight with them. And part of it is to really learning how to you know what you do with the information, you know, and how you could like basically disseminate the information and then at the same time remain unidentified and all of that. So I think all of these YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of these things are very, very useful tools, but they shouldn't be looked at as the means to itself, you know, the end to itself.